What's good, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in this video I'm finally going to be discussing this trash team that we call the Golden State Warriors. So yeah, if you guys don't know, or you probably do if you clicked on this video, the Warriors currently right now as I'm recording this are 18-21 and are 12th in the West behind the Lakers and the Jazz, and it's pretty rough. And I wanted to actually discuss this team and just discuss all the reasons of why we stink, why we're garbage, and why I'm very pessimistic about the future of this team and where we can go forward. Obviously, I'm recording this before the trade deadline and stuff, so maybe something changes, but at this point right now, we stink, and I want to go through it right now. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is your first video you're watching me, I make a lot of variety content. If you do want to help support the channel, then please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know other NBA topics you want me to talk about. And yeah, let's get straight into this team. Before I start this video, I just want to say rest in peace to the assistant coach of the Warriors. It happened after I recorded this video, so condolences to his family and everything. It's really sad. They have postponed basically like every Warriors game probably for the next week. So rest in peace to him, and yeah, let's get into this video. So the first thing I want to get into, and the main thing I want to say, is that Steph Curry does not really deserve any blame in this whole ordeal. He has been playing very trash, I would say probably since the middle of December till right now. He has been stinking up the place. A lot of stinkers. His 3-point percentage actually has gone below 40%, but I'm hopeful he'll probably get it back up. And that's why Curry doesn't really get that much flack from me, because he's our best player, and I'm very confident he will go back to his normal all-star status. It's just right now he's in a very bad slump right now. Not even crazy bad. He's not as bad as he was in that 2021-2022 season when he was just stinking out the place crazy. But he's still been playing very good. He's been the only really consistent player on our team. He doesn't get that much blame on this team. Now we can finally get to the real reasons why this team's been sneaking. The first person I have to give some blame for is Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr has been a terrible coach this year. He has made terrible decisions with his rotations, with his schemes. It's just been trashed all year. I don't understand what he's doing. He benching Kuminga in games when Kuminga's been one of our most consistent players, getting to the rim, cutting, getting dunks, drawing fouls. He's been very consistent, leaving out Andrew Wiggins in the starting lineup for like most of the beginning of the year while he's stinking up the place. He completely lost all of his skill. I don't know what happened to Andrew Wiggins. Steve Kerr has been a really bad coach this year, and I never really thought he was a great coach. He's a good coach with the players, but I feel like he's only not got fired yet because he's had Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant on his squad before, and they're literally just going to carry him based on talent. I'm not saying he's a terrible coach. He's a decent coach, but he's not an all-time great coach, because I just don't see it, man. I feel like the talent basically carried it, and that shows with these past few years where a lot of players are starting to give up on the coach because of his tactics of not playing young players. When last year in the Lakers series, they could have definitely used Kuminga in that series to at least give some rim pressure, do something, but no, he did that. He also put Jordan Poole on a very short leash, even though Jordan Poole was kind of trash in that Lakers series and in the all playoffs last year in general. He still did that, and that was pretty rough. And I feel like Steve Kerr has been very bad this year. Obviously, he's a good enough coach where if we have the pieces around it, we can definitely do something good. But with a stinking team, with a trash team, I just don't feel like he's a good coach. Like, if he was the coach of the Detroit Pistons, they're not going to really gain any wins, in my opinion. But let me move on from Steve Kerr. I feel like I'm going too much about him. Another person we need to talk about is Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson this year has been very inconsistent, and this has been ever since he's come back from injury. If you really watch the games, it doesn't really seem like Klay is like super duper consistent. One game he'll have a 30-point game, next game he'll have a 5-point game. Like he just has really bad shot selection. Basically gonna be regurgitating what people have been saying over the past years about Klay Thompson. And it's just not a good sign. It's just not a good sign. I don't think that we should trade Klay, because Klay is like an all-lifer. I know that the report came out that anyone's on the table other than Klay, but I believe that Klay's going to stay. I don't see him leaving. I think Klay just needs good shot selection. He's been playing better as of late, but he still is a little bit of a culprit of the blame because he just can't stay consistent. So if he can be consistent, it's a little bit better. Next player, Draymond Green, Mr. UFC himself. I just don't understand why Draymond was doing all this stuff, wilding out, choking people out, hitting people with tornado punch moves. I don't understand what's going on with Draymond Green, but obviously he got his help and he's about to come back really, really soon. But I don't know, I just can't trust him to really stay on the court like that, and that's another problem. If Draymond Green wasn't suspended, we might have a better record right now because he is the defensive anchor of our team and he just wants to go around hitting people, which is not good for a team was already struggling. Now we got a player who is hot-headed. Hopefully this therapy he's been taking has calmed his senses down, so then we can actually get a consistent amount of time with him, because he did the Nurkic thing. I feel like it was like 2 weeks after he choked out Rudy Gobert and got a 5-game suspension. I don't understand what's going on with Draymond Green, but obviously hopefully he comes back and plays great and everything can go good. Andrew Wiggins, he probably has the most amount of blame in my opinion, because Andrew Wiggins in the 2022 playoffs was our second best player. He was locking up Tatum, making it really hard on Luka Doncic to get buckets, and he was a really good scorer as well. Wiggins, and also in the 2022-2023 season that started out before his injury, he was playing phenomenal, hitting his threes, hitting his shots, and now it feels like he can't even hit mid-ranges, he can't even do layups, he can't even dunk, he has no aggression towards the basket like he used to. Like, I don't know what happened to Wiggins. It might be his injury that he got at the middle of last season, but I don't know what happened to Wiggins. He just isn't as aggressive as he used to be. Wiggins is averaging 11 points right now, and that is his career low. His efficiency has gone absolutely down in a cliff. He's averaging 41% from the field, 29% from three, when last year he averaged 17 points on 47% from the field, 39% from three. Yes, he completely fell off a cliff, and he's probably going to get traded after seeing all these reports coming out. He's probably definitely going to get traded, and that's just how it goes. Chris Paul has been a new addition on our team, and I'm not going to give him a lot of the blame, even though he did get injured, which Chris Paul always gets injured, so I mean, I can't even be mad at him for getting injured. But Chris Paul, he was a decent addition. I do like Chris Paul on the team. He does set up people, but I feel like that was just not a good enough addition to really push us over the top. When we were 6-2 to start the season, I really was like, yeah, this is definitely a fluke. Chris Paul was a decent addition, but I'm not going to give him a lot of the blame, but that's how it is. The young players are actually the highlight of the Warriors this year. They're actually the players that I actually really like on this team. Jackson-Davis has been a phenomenal pickup. He's a great big man who cuts, gets blocks, gets rebounds. Podziemski as well. Like, Podziemski is definitely a player I do not want us to trade at the trade deadline. He's such a great player. Like, his steals, his defense, his mentality, he's ready to go every time that he's on the floor. Like, he's definitely one of those players that grew on me. I remember when we first got him, I was like, why did we get a guard? Like, we do not need no guard, but he definitely is a player. Like, I'm definitely surprised, and I'm happy that he is on our team. He was definitely a really good pickup. Jonathan Kuminga has been an absolute stud this year. I really appreciated what he has been doing this year, basically elevating everything of what he's done his career this year, just basically boosted it and has done it a little bit more efficiently, and you could just see that he's a little bit more confident out there, and that's definitely what we need. So I really hope we don't trade him. But with the stuff coming out with him and Steve Kerr, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded, but I really hope he doesn't get traded. Moody as well. I really like Moody. I've always liked Moody on the team. He's a great 3-and-D guy. Really gives high energy. Every time he's on the floor, he always just is ready to go. And he was really good in our playoff series last year against the Lakers. I just really hope that Kuminga played as well. We might have had a better shot at winning that series if we had Kuminga on the floor, but Moody was really great as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if Moody got dealt at the deadline in a package with Andrew Wiggins to get like a Pascal Siakam. I also forgot to mention about Gary Payton. Gary Payton, one of my favorite players. I just love his personality. He's just a great guy. But he did get injured. He has been very injury riddled ever since he left the Warriors the first time after we won the championship. And hopefully he gets better. I know that he has I think it's like a strained hamstring or something like that. But hopefully he comes back better. But it's just really rough because he is definitely like our second best defender on the team, and it's just rough. But as a whole, the Warriors this year, why we are trash is because players falling off a cliff, bad coaching decisions, and just we're just lost all faith. We lost by 30 and 40 back-to-back days at home against the Raptors and to the Pelicans. Like, that's how you know you completely lost faith in your squad. And also Curry's been a little bit inconsistent this time, but I'm like, usually I have faith where the team's gonna come back and really make a rally to go and win a bunch of games and go to the playoffs. But we're already the 12th seed, and we're gonna need an absolute crazy amount of luck to really go back into and get a real good seeding. We're probably gonna maybe end up in the play-in, and then maybe win the play-in, and then maybe go in a first round series against the Thunder or against the Timberwolves, and we're gonna get smoked. That's kind of how I see the playoffs going. But if we make a trade for like a Pascal Siakam or make some good trades on the trade deadline, which I feel like the front office is probably too scared to do. They're probably too scared to maybe make a crazy trade and move on from Klay or really make a crazy switch up on the team. I really feel like we could really do something, really get back up into that picture. But at this point, obviously, that hasn't happened, and I just have to go off of what we are right now, and we're trash. So I wouldn't even say we're trash because we're not Detroit Pistons trash, but just for the standards that Golden State Warriors and especially the fans have, we have not been good, and it's just really, really rough to see the dynasty coming to an end. And this is probably the last run we have because Klay hasn't got an extension. It's looking like the band's probably going to break up after this year, but that's just my take on it. Let me what you guys think in the comments of what you think about the Warriors, what you think they can do to get better this year. I'm not going to be like Hoops Report. I like Hoops Report. I like his videos, but that dude's kind of delusional on his faith on this Warriors team. But what do you guys think about the Warriors? And is there any other NBA topics you guys would like to talk about? My mid-season review video is going to come out real soon because it almost has been 41 games of the season, which is halfway through. So let me know what else videos you guys want to see. And if you want to help support the channel, then please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.